blokes, yeah, back with an update. March 2024 update. It's been a bit of a rough year so far. Obviously, you know, we lost our cat before Christmas. Got through Christmas, and the end of January, lost a very, very dear friend of mine, a chap called Paul Perryman. Hit me quite hard, really. Paul was a really good mate, a mentor. Couldn't have wished to have met a nicer bloke. A very private man. He kept himself to himself quite a lot, but he had a he had a mischievous sense of humour, and it was a great bloke to be around. First met him back here about 15 years ago. That was through the East Anglian 16mm Modelers Association. He was quite into that, and he brought his portable 7¼ inch track along to one of the events, and he brought his little loco along. He'd got an MJ Engineering Bagnall 040 loco called Toby, and it was thanks to him it really rekindled my interest in miniature railways. I obviously, as a child, I used to go down to the Brandon Club when they were based at Brandon Hall, and used to go down and ride on their little miniature railway quite a lot. And I really got into miniature railways and really liked them. Obviously, as the years passed, I sort of got older, other interests took over, got married, had a family, and yeah, about 15 years ago, Paul, thanks to him and his little loco, rekindled that interest again. And yeah, he was pretty much instrumental in me getting this 7¼ inch railway set up here. He built 6 of the wagons that I've got. The sled wagons, they're actual models of quarry wagons that were used to carry slabs of slate. The wagons were called sleds. We have 6 of those. He also built the metalwork for the quarry waste wagon I've got. I built the chassis and everything on top of it, but Paul did all the metal work for the skip body and everything. And thanks to him, he loaned us Toby for a little while, for one weekend here, just have a play around, and it really gave me the bug for steam. And thanks to him, I ended up buying the loco, which is now Iceni. Al and Paul also built Millwood Railway No. 1, the battery electric Hudson Hunslet loco. Yeah, we had a play around with that not long after he built it. I quite enjoyed playing around with the loco. I thought, yeah, that's ideal, that's a nice loco. And eventually, well, I don't think he persuaded me. I think I persuaded myself to buy it off him. Yeah, I haven't looked back really. It's a great little loco. Paul also took us on many trips to North Wales, exploring the old slate quarries. One of his passions was the old slate quarrying industry, and he had a tremendous knowledge of slate quarrying techniques, the quarries themselves, how they worked. So yeah, he took us on a few trips to various different ones. Exploring places like Dinorwig, Minor and Dorothea Quarry. We did Dorothea a couple of times, which is a lovely quarry. It's got an old Cornish beam engine house there, which used to pump the mines clear of water. And at the back of the old quarry is what used to be known as Talisan, which was a village and a hall there, all sadly in ruins, but again, fascinating place to visit. What else? I mean, Paul had a cottage in Tanagricia, so it was right next to the old quarry workings at Carmarthen. So he took us underground in Carmarthen mines, Carmarthen slate mines a few times. I've done a couple of videos of those. They're on my old YouTube channel. I'll try and post a link on the description so you can watch them. And I'll also post you a few links of various other videos where we've been out and about with Paul. His passing is a tremendous loss to us, not just to myself, to a lot of people. He touched a lot of lives. As I say, he was a really great guy, and we truly are going to miss him. Anyway, moving on. Millwood Railway No. 1. That's in need of a little work. The batteries that are on there at the moment, they don't hold charge anymore, so I'm going to have to replace those. I'm also looking at rewiring the setup on it, because it's got two 12-volt batteries wired in series to give 24 volts, but it's tapped off one of the batteries to give 12 volts to the lighting and horn system. What I'm going to try and do is get rid of that, put a separate little 12-volt battery in the driving truck, the powered driving truck. There should be enough room just to get one of those little 12-volt packs in there. And I'll put a lighting switch in there with wiring through to power the light on the loco, and also to power a couple of air horns, which I hope to mount inside the driving truck. I don't know whether to do them with a single compressor so it just powers the two horns, or whether to do a two compressor system so we've got high-low, so it's, you know, like the old BR two-tone horns. We'll see. So yeah, that's that. You probably hear I'm a bit croaky. I've been ill with flu for the last couple of weeks. Well, about 3 weeks really. It started off with tonsillitis. It got better. Went back to work for a week and it hit me again. A bit of a double whammy. So yeah, it knocked me flat for about 3 or 4 days. I'm back now, feeling much better. And yeah, I've been out. I've got a bit of gardening done, as you'll see from the video clips. I've got the veg patch dug over now. That's all finished and dug over. That's ready. That's sat fallow for a year, so it's had a rest. Now it's time to start growing stuff again. So I've got quite a lot of seed already sown out there. Potatoes, various other vegetables that have gone in. There's onions, garlic. I've got peas. Few other bits and pieces like parsnips, there's a row of radishes out there, beetroot, etc. I've cleared the greenhouse out, made a bit more space in there, got a load of seedlings on the go in there now already, various different things, so hopefully they'll be ready in a month or so, ready to be planted out, hopefully when the danger of frost has passed. So yeah, we're getting on with that. Yeah, I got out, managed to get a bit of the garden done out the back. I've brought the back hedge down, brought the level of that down because that was getting quite tall and leggy, and that was blocking a lot of light out of the garden. So I've cut that right back, so that's all sorted out. The garden backyard bush camp area, as I call it, that's going to need a little bit of attention. I've got a load of clippings and things stacked up that need cutting up. Obviously I'm going to cut that all up and bag it up for twigs, for the twig stove and for fire lighting, etc. So we'll get that all sorted out and out of the way. So nice little bit of recycling. Yeah, so you know, cracking on with that. The next project probably this summer, I hope to be tackling the garden shed, because the current one out there, that's been out there about 12 years now, maybe longer, maybe 14 years. Yeah, I think it's been out there 40, yeah, it's 2010 that went up, I think it was. So yeah, it's been up 14 years. It was a cheap and cheerful shed to start with, and really it's just falling in on itself. The roof was only made of chipboard. That's all, it's completely soaked through and is rotting out. The floor's rotten, the sides are falling in, so we're going to get rid of that, get it all chopped down, cut up, whatever, and I hope to put a small sort of, well, slightly bigger shed or cabin, sort of a 10 by 8 sized. Ideally I want a cabin, so I can resurrect the old potbelly stove that was in the old shed and hopefully use that to heat the new cabin. The idea is that it will probably be lined and insulated. I want to put a bunk in there so I can do overnight stay outs in there with my little sort of den. I want to put obviously a lot of the gear out there, the camping, backpacking gear. I want to keep that nice and safe out there. So I'll need to obviously insulate the shed, make it as rodent proof as possible. And yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice in the summer months. I want something perhaps with maybe double doors on the front, So you can camp out there on a summer evening, double doors open, get a bit of the summer air, and you know, really, that'd be a really nice place. Obviously with the potbelly stove in there, when it gets colder, I've got a source of heat. So yeah, that's that. Garage wise, I really need to sort the garage out. It's in a bit of a mess in there at the moment. I've rigged up a storage solution for the canoe to get it off the floor, which clears the floorway to get the loco in and out. You'll also notice that the canoe now has a name. Thanks to Dugout, brilliant suggestion. Serenity, absolutely top name. I'm a big fan of Josh Whedon's series Firefly. As those in the know will know, Serenity was the name of the ship that was on Serenity. Captain Reynolds and Jane and the crew. Right, what else? Well, I've been buying a bit of gear ready for the summer months. There's a new tent I want to try out, which I've recently bought. More on that on a later date. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the gear that I've bought, shall we? So I've been busy buying stuff again. Gone giving temu another go. Probably be the last time I use it, to be honest with you, because I've had a few issues. I ordered a load of stuff on one order. It's about £40 worth of gear. And those of you that know Temu, you know you get constant updates from them. All was going well. Package was dispatched, sent to the airport in China where it was supposed to go out from, and we lost track of it for a few days. It then reappeared back on the system again for one update. Apparently it arrived in the UK, and then no update. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited. And comes 15 days, no updates. And the good thing about Temu, and that's one of the very few good things about it, is they have a policy: if you don't get a tracking update in 15 days, they will fully refund what you've paid out on your gear. Even if the gear arrives afterwards, no quibbles, you get a full refund. So yeah, I got the full refund, and about 20 days later the gear turned up. So I got 40 quid worth of gear for nothing. So thank you Temu, that was wonderful. In amongst that gear, we'll do a quick review of some of the stuff. That was one of the things I bought. I'll be honest with you, not massively impressed with it. It was about £1.48 apparently on the listings. It's what they're currently going for. And it's a spork, as you can see, and a spoon, and various other bits of crap. You got various different sizes for wrenches, spanners as we say in the UK. Smaller one there. You've got a saw blade on there. That's really going to be great. Every time you eat, you're going to be catching the side of your mouth with the saw blade. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Plus the fact you try and pick food up with that, what's going to happen? It's going to fall down through that hole there. Not a great bit of design, is it? That is supposed to be a tin opener. So basically it clips over the top of the tin, something like that, and you work it way round and it's supposed to open the tin. I've got better tin openers than that. I've got some of the folding. I've got the Shelby ones, the US Army ones. Really good bits of kit, those. So yeah, that apparently is an adjustable wrench. I don't know how that is an adjustable wrench. How it works, heaven only knows. I don't know, but utterly pointless. And the obligatory bottle opener. I mean, how many times are you going to take a bottle camping with you? Not a bottle of beer or something. Yeah, I mean, I mostly use cans, as you can see there. You can take cans with me, much lighter, and they can crush down when you're done with them. Put them in your bag, don't take up a lot of space, do they? So yeah, I think that's about fit for stirring coffee and tea, and that's about it. So yeah, one thing I did want to try, and this is after watching one of Simon's videos where he did a review of all the various different stoves he uses. And I was quite intrigued by the wood gasifier stove, so I thought I'd go and buy myself one. These are £11, £11.38 this one. Again, free of charge because no tracking updates for 15 days. Awesome. Yeah, so it comes in little bags, comes apart like this. You got that, those bits. That is your base. That's your tray, your sort of grate, I suppose, assembly. Then you've got the main body of the burner. You'll see it's double walled. That's to draw air through into these slots here to assist with the secondary burn. More about that in a moment. So we'll slot that together. So basically you fill that up with twigs, light them, and as they burn the wood produces a gas. Now normally on a campfire, something like that, it would just vent to air. With this, it draws in secondary air and then it mixes with that gas and ignites and produces a much cleaner burn. So you get a much more efficient burn from the wood. It's also much cleaner apparently. And that pot rest that sits on the top, and then you can stick your kettle or your pan or your frying pan, whatever, on the top, and that is a stove. That is your wood gasifying stove. I can't try it out at the moment because I've got no dry twigs and sticks to try it out with. We'll have to wait for another time to do that. But yeah, it's something I've always fancied, so I thought I'd treat myself and get one. Yeah, look forward to trying that out at some point, and a video will follow. What else do we get? Got that. It's a cheapy headlamp. £4.88. It's not a bad little one. Headband on it, fairly basic sort of looking thing. And the beauty of this one is, click that button, it's a sensor one. Turn the sensor off, you can have it on manual. You've got different light modes, so you've got one slightly dimmer, and a floodlight, slightly dimmer, red light, and a flashing mode. Yeah, not sure what the battery duration is. I shall have to try it and see, because the leaflet you get with it gives you absolutely sweet FA regarding information. It's the usual Chinese to English translation, as you can see. But for what I want it for, just for doing odd things after dark around the camp, see where I'm going, I think that'll do fine. I'll say it probably isn't as good as the Sabre sensor beam one that I've got. You remember from a previous review I did of various different lights. I bought a Sabre sensor beam headlamp. Absolutely brilliant piece of kit that is. I bought that with the intention for using it for camping, and I've ended up using it for work all the time now. It sits in the works van. It's always there, always charged up, and I use it when I'm working in under staircases where you have to get to fuse boards and it's pitch black dark, you've got no light under the staircase. Pop the headlight on, you can see what you're doing. Yeah, Sabre sensor beam, 15 quid, absolutely cracking bit of kit, thoroughly recommend it. That, we'll see. Got some down booties, all about, what are these, about 17, 18 quid. But yeah, they go over your feet, keep your feet warm, they're filled with down. Supposed to be very good. I have tried them out, they are really nice and toasty. So yeah. Okay, so what else have we got? About £1 on Mozzie net. Plan to go to Scotland again at some point, hopefully this year. And an essential bit of kit to keep the midges at bay. I mean, I've been to Scotland. Normally I don't suffer too badly with midge bites. I know a lot of people get up there and they get absolutely eaten to death by them. But, you know, it's irritating when they clamber all over and round inside your ears and around your eyes and whatnot. So yeah, that should keep them at bay. There you go. one bug mesh net. Well worth the investment. Well, well worth the non-investment. Well worth the refunded investment. Yeah. One of the few good things I'd say about Temu. What else we got? Made up this little pouch for this one, and there's a hexamine stove. I don't know what they are. It's basically a metal stove, and it takes these blocks, these fuel blocks, which are hexamine blocks. These are Esbit ones. You see it's designed to take the Esbit ones at the same size. They sit in that little aperture there. You light them, they create a fire. You can stick your food or your pot of water or whatever over there and heat it all up. What I have invested in as well. Now this was, how much was this? This was £3.19. Not bad. Now £6. Got these from a local company, Combat. They've got a warehouse based locally. They do a lot of military style gear, ideal for backpacking, outdoors, that sort of stuff. I've had no quibbles using these guys before. They're absolutely brilliant. And these are the bigger hexamine tablets, which means you should get a stronger, longer burn. Again, same principle. You just take a tablet out, stick it in there, light it, and you've got a source of heat to cook and boil water on. I thought this was ideal just for keeping in a backpack in case I forget to bring my gas or spirit stove and that I can't have a campfire. At least I've got some means of heating up food or boiling water. So there you go, that's that fella. Another purchase off Amazon recently is this fella. It's about £4 or £5 I think it was. They've now gone up in price. I'm looking at them today, they're £11 now, so they're obviously popular. It is a lightweight alcohol stove, comes with a windshield slash pot stand that clicks together like that. You can see I've already used it a couple of times. But you put your alcohol inside that, light it, shield around there, and it's basically a very simple alcohol stove. Along similar lines to the Trangia, obviously not as good as the Trangia, much simpler, but it does the job. It really does the job. I'll take it outside and just give you a quick demonstration. This neat little spirit stove, all aluminium construction. It's very lightweight, and you get this very thin, lightweight stainless steel wind guard pot stand that goes around it. Interesting thing, and it looks like a it looks like a hole cutter. Anyway, that goes over there. Oh. That's a light. That's a light. There we go. That's lit. What you do is just leave that to settle down for a little bit so you get a decent flame off it. Yeah, looks about ready, I think. Put this on. I'm in two opinions about these titanium cups, because I don't think they transfer the heat like the stainless steel ones do. I think that was the issue I was having with that on the BCB stove, but we'll see. Just drop some water in. Just do 300ml, that'll do. And we'll let that do its thing. Stand's a bit flimsy. Does the job though. Right, as you can see, it's heating up. Bit of steam there, Ted.
So yeah, got a good burn off the little stove underneath. Not bad, is it? I've still got my doubts about that titanium pot. I think it's better suited to like using on a campfire or on a gas-fired stove, something with a stronger burner. I don't think it's quite got the heat transfer capability with the likes of the spirit stoves and the tablet stoves. I don't think it's quite got that. You know, it's quite got the same that the stainless ones have got. Yeah, I mean titanium's nice and light and it's strong, but yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it heat transfers very well. But that said, yeah, that water's getting hot, isn't it? You can see it. So a little word about the fuel that we're using on this. Most of these are designed to run on methylated spirits. They can run on other fuels. This is the one I'm using at the moment. It's bioethanol. It's clear. It's quite odourless. I mean, literally all you get is the smell of the ethanol. And it's relatively cheap. It's obviously not as cheap as methylated spirits, but it's more environmentally friendly and it's much cleaner as well. It doesn't. The trouble with methylated spirits, it has that purple dye in it, which does tend to stain the stove after a little while. Whereas this, it doesn't. So yeah, it's better stuff. I think this was about £6 for a litre, but yeah, well worth it. You can see there now. Yeah, that's getting up to a boil now, and you can see that's bubbling away in the bottom of the pan. So yeah, I'd say that little stove is a success. Yeah, cracking little thing that. Right, yeah, she's definitely boiling now. Okay, let's lift her off. We'll make a cup of coffee in a minute. Let's just see how easy this is to put the flame out. One thing I have noticed is that's bent. That's a bit of a weak point, but let's see how easy this goes out. I'll take the gasket off. I don't want to melt the gasket. And that should just kill the flame. So have a look, leave it for a few seconds. Pop it off. There you go, job done. Pop the gasket back in. We'll let that cool down and then we can screw that back up. It's nice, got a lovely, it's either neoprene or a silicone seal on there. So that tightens up nice and tight. You say it's still got some fuel in there, so that gasket will prevent any leakages. Yeah, not a bad little alternative to your Trangia burner, is it? Obviously you've not got the versatility. Obviously the Trangia's got the simmer ring on it, so it's got more controllability, but yeah, that'll do if you want a quick boil. Yeah, very pleased with that.
So yeah, that wasn't a bad little thing, was it? Does the job. Yeah, it works really well. Not so convinced about the titanium cup. I think the stainless steel one would be better, but it did the job. Anyway, that's that done. My voice is starting really to go now. This flu's knocked the 7 bells out of me, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm going to cut it short now before my voice completely goes. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've got this far at least. Yeah, give us a like if you've enjoyed this one. You know, drop us a comment in the comment section below. It's always nice to read your comments. Do try to respond to as many as possible. Obviously, you know, as and when time permits. Yeah. Passed a little milestone myself with the channel recently. We've now gone past the 200 subscriber mark. Yeah, so it's encouraging. It's you know, 200 of you have actually subscribed and really like what I'm doing. Well, I hope you like it. Yeah, that's encouragement. That is. It's always nice to see likes as well. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, if you've enjoyed the channel, you like what I do, then yeah, please do feel free to share it with your friends. Maybe we can get a few more subscribers along the route. And thank you very much to all of those that have already subscribed and that have commented. Nice to know I'm engaging with you. So yeah. I think on that note, we'll bring this video to an end. We've got Easter coming up in a couple of weeks' time, so hopefully I'll be fit and well enough to get outside and maybe do a camp, even if it's just a backyard bush camp. I want to try my new tent out, do a little review of that, maybe get the campfire going, cook up something nice on it, you know, make a sort of proper camp of it. So yeah, until then, I'll wish you all goodbye and see you in the next video. Goodbye.